power of your emotional economy. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin by asking a simple yet profound question. Have you ever stopped to think about what truly governs the quality of your life? Is it your bank balance, the car you drive, or the house you live in? Or is it something deeper, more internal? Today we're diving into the concept of your emotional economy, a hidden force that holds the key to your resilience, happiness, and personal growth. Imagine this. Each day you are given a finite amount of emotional energy. Think of it as a precious currency, your emotional wealth. Now, just like with money, you have a choice. You can either invest this currency in actions and thoughts that bring growth, fulfillment, and joy, or you can squander it on negativity, distractions, and stress. The decision is yours, but here's the catch. Your emotional wealth doesn't accumulate on its own. It requires careful planning, conscious investment, and strategic protection. Let's consider life's unpredictability. Just as financial markets go through highs and lows, your emotional economy is also subject to fluctuations. There are good days when your energy is overflowing and you feel unstoppable. But there are also those tough days when everything seems to drain your reserves. How do you ensure that your emotional bank account doesn't run dry? How do you build resilience so you can navigate life's inevitable challenges? That's the journey we're about to embark on together. To thrive in life, the first step is becoming aware of where your emotional energy flows. Awareness is the cornerstone of growth. You can't change what you don't understand. Think of it like tracking your expenses. Where are you spending your emotional energy? Are you caught up in complaining, comparing, or holding on to grudges? Or are you directing it toward gratitude, personal development, and building meaningful relationships? Awareness isn't just about noticing, it's about taking responsibility for your choices. Once you identify the leaks in your emotional economy, you can start to redirect that energy into more productive and fulfilling avenues. But awareness alone is not enough. To truly elevate your emotional economy, you need to make deliberate, positive investments. Every action you take, no matter how small, is like planting a seed. When you choose kindness over criticism, encouragement over doubt, or patience over frustration, you're making a deposit into your emotional bank account. These small investments may not seem significant at first, but over time, they compound, creating a surplus of positivity that spills over into every aspect of your life. The key is consistency. It's not about making one grand gesture. It's about the daily intentional choices that shape your emotional wealth. Now, as you begin to build this wealth, it's equally important to protect it. Life is full of emotional drains, negative environments, toxic people, and self-destructive habits. If you don't guard your emotional reserves, they can be depleted before you even realize it. Think of it like safeguarding your financial assets. You wouldn't leave your wallet out in the open for anyone to take, so why do the same with your emotional energy? Protection means setting boundaries, practicing mindfulness, and surrounding yourself with positivity. It means being intentional about the people, activities, and thoughts you allow into your life. As we journey deeper into this concept, we will explore how to track your emotional spending, identify high-yield actions that multiply positivity, and create strategies to shield your emotional wealth from life's inevitable challenges. But for now, I want to leave you with this thought. Your emotional economy is not just an abstract idea, it's a tangible force that shapes the quality of your life. By becoming aware of your emotional patterns, making intentional investments in positivity, and protecting your reserves, you can create a life filled with purpose, growth, and joy. So I invite you to reflect on this today. Perform an audit of your emotional energy. Ask yourself, are my daily choices enriching my life, or are they depleting me? Remember, every thought, every action, every word you speak is an investment. Choose to invest wisely. Let's make the most of this invaluable currency, building not just emotional wealth for ourselves, but a legacy of positivity for others. The journey to mastering your emotional economy begins now. Let's begin by understanding the importance of awareness in managing your emotional economy. Imagine running a business without knowing where the money comes from or where it goes. You wouldn't expect that business to thrive, would you? The same principle applies to your emotional economy. Without awareness, it's impossible to manage, let alone grow, your emotional reserves. Each day you are given a finite amount of emotional energy. This is your emotional currency, and how you spend it determines the quality of your day, your week, your life. Some people spend it wisely, investing in thoughts, actions, and relationships that bring fulfillment. Others, unaware of how their energy is being used, waste it on negativity, distractions, and unproductive habits. The first step in mastering your emotional economy is to become aware of where your emotional currency flows. To cultivate awareness, you need to start taking inventory. Much like tracking expenses in a financial budget, it's important to know where your emotional energy is going. Begin by observing your thoughts. What occupies your mind throughout the day? Are your thoughts centered around growth, gratitude, and possibilities, or do they dwell on worry, resentment, and comparisons? Be honest with yourself. Awareness is not about judgment, it's about understanding. Next, pay attention to your words. The words you speak are a direct reflection of your internal state. Are your conversations filled with encouragement and positivity, or do they lean towards gossip, complaints, and criticism? Words have power. They shape not only how others perceive you, but also how you perceive yourself. Every word you speak is like writing a check from your emotional account. Choose them wisely. Relationships also play a significant role in your emotional economy. Take a closer look at the people in your life who uplift you, who drains you. It's not about labeling people as good or bad, but about recognizing the impact they have on your energy. Some relationships are like investments. They grow over time and yield incredible returns. Others are liabilities, constantly taking without giving. Becoming aware of this dynamic is crucial for managing your emotional reserves. Another key area to examine is how you spend your time. Time is one of your most valuable resources, and how you use it directly affects your emotional state. Are you spending hours scrolling through social media, comparing your life to carefully curated highlight reels, or are you dedicating time to activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit? Time spent on meaningful pursuits is an investment in your emotional well-being, while time wasted on unproductive distractions is an unnecessary expense. Let's not forget about your environment. The spaces you inhabit and the stimuli you consume significantly influence your emotional economy. Is your environment cluttered or chaotic? Does it inspire calm and creativity? And what about the media you consume? Are you feeding your mind with knowledge, inspiration, and positivity, or are you absorbing fear, conflict, and negativity? Becoming aware of these influences is a powerful step toward creating an emotional environment that supports your growth. Now, awareness is not a one-time event. It's a practice, a habit that you cultivate daily. Think of it as conducting a regular audit of your emotional economy. Set aside a few minutes each day to reflect on where your energy went. Did you spend it on things that align with your values and goals? Or did you allow it to be drained by distractions and negativity? This daily check-in is like balancing your emotional checkbook. It helps you stay accountable and make better decisions moving forward. As you practice awareness, you'll begin to notice patterns. You might discover that certain situations consistently drain your energy, or that specific habits leave you feeling depleted. This is valuable information. With awareness, you gain the ability to make conscious choices about how to allocate your emotional currency. You can start redirecting your energy away from what drains you and towards what fuels you. For example, if you realize that scrolling through social media leaves you feeling inadequate, you can choose to limit your screen time and replace it with an activity that uplifts you, like reading a book or going for a walk. If you notice that certain conversations leave you feeling drained, you can set boundaries or steer the dialogue in a more positive direction. Awareness empowers you to take control of your emotional economy. But let's be clear, awareness is not about perfection. It's not about eliminating every negative thought, emotion, or influence from your life. That's neither realistic nor necessary. The goal is not to avoid challenges, but to face them with intention and resilience. Awareness helps you recognize when your emotional reserves are running low so you can take steps to replenish them. It's about creating a balance that allows you to thrive despite life's inevitable ups and downs. So where do you start? Begin by asking yourself some simple yet powerful questions. What thoughts occupy my mind most frequently? What kind of words do I speak? Who are the people I spend the most time with, and how do they make me feel? How do I use my time, and what impact does my environment have on my emotional state? Write down your observations. The act of putting your thoughts on paper can bring clarity and focus. Remember, awareness is the foundation of your emotional economy. Without it, you're operating blindly, reacting to circumstances rather than shaping them. But with awareness, you gain the ability to make deliberate, conscious choices that align with your values and goals. You become the master of your emotional economy, capable of creating a life filled with purpose, positivity, and growth. As we continue this journey, we'll explore how to turn this awareness into action, investing your emotional currency in ways that yield rich returns, and protecting your reserves from the inevitable challenges of life. But for now, take this first step. Start observing, reflecting, and understanding your emotional patterns. Awareness is not just the beginning, it's the key to unlocking the full potential of your emotional economy. Once you've achieved awareness of where your emotional energy flows, the next step is critical: investment. Just as a savvy investor seeks opportunities that yield high returns, you must direct your emotional currency toward actions, thoughts, and habits that generate positivity and growth in your life. Every decision you make, every choice you embrace is like planting a seed in the fertile soil of your emotional economy. The question is, what kind of harvest are you cultivating? Let's begin with a foundational truth. Positivity is not a passive state. It's an active choice. It doesn't simply happen to you. You create it through intentional investments. This principle can be applied to every aspect of your life, from your mindset to your relationships, your work, and your personal growth. When you approach each day with the understanding that your actions are seeds, you become empowered to sow the kind of future you want to experience. One of the most effective ways to invest in positivity is through kindness. Kindness is a small but powerful action that multiplies over time. A genuine compliment, a simple thank you, or a moment of patience with a colleague or family member may seem insignificant, but these acts create a ripple effect. They lift the spirits of others, strengthen relationships, and reinforce your own sense of gratitude and connection. The return on these investments is exponential. The more kindness you give, the more you receive in return, not necessarily from the same person, but from the world around you. This creates a cycle of positivity that enriches your life in countless ways. Another key investment is gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, turning even the simplest moments into sources of joy and fulfillment. Start by cultivating a daily gratitude practice. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on what went well and what you're thankful for. It could be as simple as a kind word from a friend, the beauty of a sunset, or the opportunity to learn something new. These moments, small as they may seem, accumulate over time, creating a reservoir of positivity that you can draw upon during challenging times. Personal growth is another essential area for investment. When you invest time and energy into learning, developing new skills, and pursuing your passions, you're not just enhancing your capabilities, you're also building self-confidence and resilience. Growth requires effort, but the rewards are profound. Each step forward, no matter how small, reinforces your belief in your ability to overcome obstacles and achieve your goals. This belief becomes a powerful source of motivation, propelling you toward even greater achievements. Your relationships are perhaps the most fertile ground for emotional investment. The connections you nurture with others have a profound impact on your emotional well-being. Prioritize spending time with people who uplift, inspire, and support you. Invest in meaningful conversations, shared experiences, and acts of love and appreciation. These relationships become a source of strength and positivity, enriching your emotional economy in ways that no material possession ever could. Equally important is your relationship with yourself. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. When you take care of your physical, mental, and emotional health, you're making a direct investment in your ability to show up fully for yourself and others. This includes everything from getting enough sleep and exercising regularly to practicing mindfulness and setting aside time for rest and relaxation. Self-care is not selfish. It's the foundation that allows you to give your best to the world. Now, let's talk about the compounding effect of positive investments. In finance, compounding is the process where your returns generate additional returns, creating exponential growth over time. The same principle applies to your emotional economy. Each positive action you take, no matter how small, builds upon the previous one, creating a momentum that carries you forward. The impact of these actions may not be immediately visible, but over time, they accumulate into a powerful force for change. For example, imagine you start a habit of expressing gratitude each morning. At first, it might feel awkward or insignificant, but as the days turn into weeks and weeks into months, you'll begin to notice a shift in your perspective. You'll become more attuned to the positive aspects of your life, and this shift will influence your thoughts, actions, and relationships in profound ways. This is the power of compounded positivity, a small, consistent investment that yields tremendous returns over time. But like any investment, there are risks. Negativity, distractions, and self-doubt can erode the progress you've made, much like market fluctuations can impact financial investments. The key is to stay committed to your positive actions, even in the face of challenges. Remember, the seeds you plant today may not bear fruit immediately, but with patience and persistence, they will grow into something beautiful. As you continue to invest in positivity, you'll find that it not only enriches your life, but also inspires those around you. Positivity is contagious. When you approach the world with kindness, gratitude, and a growth mindset, you create an environment where others feel encouraged to do the same. This ripple effect extends beyond your personal emotional economy, contributing to a collective wealth of positivity that benefits everyone. So take a moment to reflect on your current investments. Are you planting seeds of growth, or are you allowing negativity to take root? Are you nurturing your relationships and your personal growth, or are you neglecting these vital areas? The beauty of your emotional economy is that it's never too late to change course. Every day is a new opportunity to make a positive investment. In conclusion, investing in positivity is not just a choice, it's a responsibility to yourself, to your loved ones, and to the world around you. By sowing seeds of kindness, gratitude, personal growth, and meaningful relationships, you can create a life that is not only rich in emotional wealth, but also overflowing with joy, purpose, and fulfillment. The harvest is waiting. All you have to do is plant the seeds. Now that you've cultivated awareness of your emotional spending and made deliberate investments in positivity, it's time to address the final, essential component of mastering your emotional economy: protection. Just as a financial portfolio requires safeguards against loss, your emotional wealth needs proactive strategies to shield it from the inevitable challenges of life. Neglecting this step risks undoing all the progress you've made, leaving you vulnerable to depletion and burnout. Life, as we know, is unpredictable. It will throw curveballs, stressful situations, toxic environments, and challenging individuals. These are emotional thieves that, if left unchecked, can drain your reserves before you even realize it. But here's the truth. While you cannot control every external circumstance, you can control how you respond to them. And that response begins with building emotional boundaries. Boundaries are not barriers. They are the framework that protects your well-being. They define what you will and won't accept in your life, creating a safe space for your growth and peace of mind. Setting boundaries might mean saying no to commitments that overextend you, or limiting interactions with people who consistently bring negativity into your world. It could involve carving out time for yourself to recharge, free from the demands of work, family, or social obligation. Remember, protecting your emotional wealth isn't about shutting others out. It's about creating a balance that allows you to give your best without depleting yourself. Mindfulness is another powerful tool for protecting your emotional reserves. In a world filled with distractions, staying present can feel like a superpower. Mindfulness helps you anchor yourself in the moment, allowing you to navigate challenges with clarity and composure. It's about observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment, recognizing triggers before they spiral out of control, and responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Consider this: how often do we allow external events to dictate our internal state? A harsh word from a colleague, a missed opportunity, or even a bad day can send our emotions into a tailspin. Mindfulness teaches us that while we may not control the event, we control our response. By practicing mindfulness through meditation, deep breathing, or simply pausing to reflect, you create a buffer that shields your emotional wealth from unnecessary depletion. Your environment also plays a crucial role in protecting your emotional economy. Imagine trying to focus in a cluttered, chaotic space. It's draining, isn't it? The same applies to your emotional environment. Surround yourself with positivity, both in people and in the spaces you inhabit. This could mean curating your social circle to include those who uplift and inspire you, or it might involve creating a physical space that promotes calm, creativity, and focus. Even small changes, like decluttering your workspace or filling your home with items that bring you joy, can make a significant impact. But what about the unavoidable challenges, the setbacks, failures, and losses that are part of life? How do you protect your emotional wealth in the face of adversity? The answer lies in resilience. Resilience is not about avoiding difficulties. It's about bouncing back stronger. It's the ability to face life's storms without losing sight of the bigger picture. Building resilience begins with cultivating a growth mindset. The belief that challenges are opportunities to learn and grow rather than insurmountable obstacles. When you view setbacks through this lens, they become less daunting and more manageable. Resilience also involves maintaining perspective. Ask yourself, will this situation matter in a week, a month, or a year? Often the answer is no. By keeping your challenges in perspective, you can prevent them from consuming your emotional energy. Another aspect of resilience is self-compassion. Too often we are our harshest critics, beating ourselves up for mistakes or perceived shortcomings. But self-compassion reminds us that we're human, that imperfection is part of the journey. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer to a friend. Self-compassion doesn't just protect your emotional wealth, it replenishes it, allowing you to move forward with renewed strength and determination. Let's not overlook the importance of diversifying your emotional portfolio. Just as putting all your eggs in one basket is risky in finance, relying on a single source of positivity can leave you vulnerable. Invest in multiple areas of your life: relationships, hobbies, health, and personal growth. When one area faces a challenge, the others can provide stability and support. This diversification creates a rich, resilient foundation that no single setback can erode. Finally, don't underestimate the power of rest and recovery. Protecting your emotional wealth isn't just about defense, it's about renewal. Schedule regular breaks, prioritize sleep, and engage in activities that recharge your spirit. Whether it's spending time in nature, pursuing a creative passion, or simply enjoying a quiet moment of reflection, these practices are essential for maintaining your emotional reserves. In conclusion, protecting your emotional wealth is not about avoiding life's challenges, but about equipping yourself to face them with strength and grace. By setting boundaries, practicing mindfulness, cultivating resilience, and diversifying your sources of positivity, you create a fortress around your emotional economy, one that allows you to thrive in any circumstance. So I leave you with this challenge. Take a moment today to reflect on your emotional safeguard. Where are the leaks in your emotional economy, and what steps can you take to fortify them? Remember, protecting your emotional wealth is not just about preserving what you've built, it's about creating a life of sustained joy, purpose, and fulfillment. Make this commitment to yourself and watch as your emotional economy grows stronger, richer, and more resilient with each passing day. Having laid the foundations of awareness, deliberate investment, and protection for your emotional economy, we now turn to the ultimate goal: sustainability. Building emotional wealth is not a one-time effort, it's a lifelong commitment. To ensure your emotional economy remains strong, abundant, and thriving, you must create a self-renewing cycle of positivity. This is not about striving for perfection or avoiding adversity. It's about developing practices that continuously replenish your reserves and elevate your quality of life, no matter the circumstances. Let's begin with the concept of emotional self-sufficiency. While external factors, such as relationships, achievements, and environments play a significant role in your emotional well-being, relying solely on these sources can leave you vulnerable. True emotional wealth comes from within. It's about cultivating an inner reservoir of positivity that you can draw upon, independent of external events. This doesn't mean isolating yourself or rejecting the support of others. It means ensuring that your happiness and resilience are not entirely dependent on factors beyond your control. How do you cultivate emotional self-sufficiency? One powerful approach is to develop habits that nurture your mind, body, and spirit. These habits act as daily deposits into your emotional bank account, creating a steady flow of positivity that sustains you through life's ups and downs. Let's start with your mindset. At the core of a sustainable emotional economy is the ability to maintain a positive and constructive perspective. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing how you frame your experiences. For example, when faced with a setback, instead of dwelling on what went wrong, focus on what you can learn and how you can grow. This shift in perspective transforms obstacles into opportunities and keeps your emotional reserves intact. Cultivating a growth mindset is particularly important. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities, intelligence, and character can be developed through effort and perseverance. This outlook not only boosts your resilience, but also encourages you to embrace challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. With a growth mindset, every experience, good or bad, becomes a chance to invest in your personal development. Next, let's talk about emotional regulation. Emotions are powerful, but they are also fleeting. By learning to manage your emotions effectively, you can prevent them from draining your energy unnecessarily. One practical technique is the practice of pausing. When you find yourself reacting strongly to a situation, take a moment to breathe and reflect before responding. This pause allows you to process your emotions, gain clarity, and choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. Another essential habit is practicing gratitude, not just occasionally, but as a way of life. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to sustain positivity. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, creating a sense of abundance and contentment. Beyond daily reflections, consider keeping a gratitude journal where you document the things you're thankful for. Over time, this practice rewires your brain to recognize and appreciate the positives in every situation. Physical well-being is also a critical component of emotional sustainability. Your body and mind are deeply interconnected, and neglecting one can have a profound impact on the other. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient sleep are not just health essentials, they are investments in your emotional economy. Exercise, in particular, has been shown to boost mood, reduce stress, and increase energy levels, making it one of the most effective ways to sustain emotional wealth. Creativity and self-expression are additional sources of renewal. Engaging in creative activities, whether it's writing, painting, cooking, or playing an instrument, provides an outlet for emotions and a way to recharge. These activities are not just hobbies, they are acts of self-care that replenish your emotional reserves and bring joy into your life. The key is to find something you're passionate about and make it a regular part of your routine. Let's also consider the role of contribution. There's a unique and profound satisfaction that comes from giving back. Whether it's volunteering, mentoring, or simply helping a friend in need, acts of contribution create a sense of purpose and connection that enrich your emotional economy. What's more, the positivity you generate through these acts often comes back to you in unexpected and wonderful ways, reinforcing the cycle of renewal. As you build these habits, it's important to acknowledge that sustainability is not about being in a constant state of positivity. Life is inherently dynamic, and emotions naturally ebb and flow. The goal is not to eliminate negative emotions, but to create a foundation of resilience that allows you to navigate them without losing your emotional footing. When challenges arise, view them as opportunities to practice and strengthen the habits you've developed. Each time you do, you grow stronger and more adept at sustaining positivity. Lastly, embrace the power of reflection. Regularly take time to assess your emotional economy. What's working well? What needs adjustment? Reflection is not just a tool for improvement, it's a way to stay connected with your values, goals, and overall well-being. By staying mindful of your emotional patterns, you can continue to make choices that align with your long-term vision. In summary, creating a self-renewing cycle of positivity is about developing habits and practices that continuously replenish your emotional reserves. By cultivating emotional self-sufficiency, maintaining a growth mindset, practicing gratitude, prioritizing physical well-being, engaging in creativity, contributing to others, and embracing reflection, you build a sustainable foundation for emotional wealth. Remember, sustainability is not about achieving perfection, but about creating a balanced, resilient, and fulfilling life. So ask yourself, what can I do today to sustain my emotional economy? How can I create habits that nurture my mind, body, and spirit? The answers to these questions are the seeds of your continued growth and abundance. The journey of sustaining positivity is lifelong, but the rewards are limitless. A life rich in joy, resilience, and purpose awaits. Start planting those seeds today.